no matter how I describe it to someone, it doesn't do it justice. Everything from when you left and you boarded that flight on the way to London and you landed and you went through, you know, your team processing and you saw the Olympic flags everywhere. And when you first pulled into the Olympic Village, spending time with other athletes, meeting people, watching other events. I had butterflies 5-6 days in a row. I didn't sleep well the entire time I was there. The closer we got to the event, the less and less I was eating because I felt sick. The first day we competed, the fans were screaming and people were watching, and that was when it was like, this is real. This is me in the Olympics. You know, we just went out there and we did one lap by ourselves, timed for seating. And that's always nerve-wracking because you're the only guy out there. You feel like you're under the microscope. I ended up having the quickest split time to the second turn, made a mistake in the third straightaway through the rhythm section, and that dropped me down to fourth, but I was okay with that. That was my goal, was the top 4. But it felt really good just to get that first lap under the belt and to have officially competed. I never hear anything when I'm on the track, but when we dropped in on that first race that we raced, I heard the crowd erupt, and that was a pretty surreal moment. Final day, in my first semi, I was going through the corner in second or third place, and a French guy comes up and takes me out. And boom, right then, I was injured. You know, I'm cut up, my pants are ripped, my knees are cut up, my hands are cut. You know, I'm sore, I hit the deck, and I had to get back up and fight through because I had 2 more semifinals. I was really proud of myself for coming through that the way I did and winning the next 2 heats. It would have been really easy after that crash to just have laid down and said, oh, it hurts, or, you know, I can't fight through this. And I was able to fight through it and get back to the #1 seed when I got to the final. I had the first lane selection, and with the first lane selection, 99% of the time, you're going to choose lane 1 because you only have to be even with the rider to go in front of him in the corner. I was freaking out inside. I'm stressed out, I'm about to throw up, holy crap, here we go. And I was trying so hard to stay relaxed that I think I actually was a bit too relaxed. And I was a hair late. And it's better to be a hair late than a hair early because you're still going to get out clean. But the Dutch guy who was next to me, his whole MO from the time he was racing is, I'm going to block Connor. Otherwise he's going to come through like a freight train. Every time I'd run and try to pass him, he'd just block me again. And that's the thing with racing, is there's no lanes. It's not like track or swimming. Even if you're 10 times faster than the guy beside you, he gets a better start than you, he can block you. And you can't go through the guy because you're just going to crash each other. Halfway there for sure, I knew I probably wasn't going to win, but could I come back and possibly scrape out a bronze? There's always the chance. You know, I think when I was passing for 5th place in the final turn. And that's just the kind of racer that I am. I'm programmed that I'm going to do the best that I possibly can do. It's tough to swallow for sure, but what can you do other than learn from it and try to correct that mistake? And I just think it makes it all the sweeter when you finally nail it in Rio. A lot of people go to the Olympics because it is an awesome thing to say, I'm an Olympian. I didn't go for an experience. I went because I wanted to win the bike race. And I really wanted to win. I did everything that I possibly could to put myself in that situation. And when it didn't come to fruition, it was tough. To 99% of the population, 7th place at the Olympics is really good. But I guess I'd consider myself that 1% where I wasn't satisfied. And even if I got a bronze or a silver, I'd be happy, but I wouldn't have been 100% satisfied. I still would have gone to bed thinking, dang it, you know? But a failure is only a failure if you don't learn anything from it. So I'm doing my best to learn from it and move forward.